A good looking movie doesn't make a good movie. Chase Lee Hockey here with the Blue Futon reviewing Mufasa, The Lion King 3D 4DX. What's about pretty simple premise? We are doing a prequel to how Mufasa and Scar came to be frenemies. And we're doing this in an interesting storytelling pattern. So this is directed by Jenkins. This is his first time going into, I want to say, kid territory. And I don't think he's going to do it ever again. He's already kind of disavowed the movie is kind of harsh. But he's just like, I'd rather deal with real actors. So before going into the movie, let's talk about the 3D and 4DX. If I sneeze during this, I'm sorry. I feel it in my nose. 3D. Actually, disturbing. Actually pretty dang good. I mean, I was like, okay, 3D, it's going to look good because anime anyway. However, there's a lot of good special effects in this movie to make it 3D. Like a lot of line in your faces. There's a lot of good action set pieces that make everything go around when there's snow, there's leaves, the other animals. So I'll have to say the 3D was actually pleasantly surprising. When it comes to the 4DX, it was good. I mean, I wasn't anything bombastic, like, oh, snap movements through in and throughout. No, it was good, subtle movements that made the story continue on. With the actual other effects, nothing really smelt different. There was a decent amount of water effects, but nothing that was overbearing. So I would say as a technical aspect of the 3D and 4DX experience, if it is playing at a theater near you, I would recommend it, even though I think Sonic 3 is taking most of the showings because Mufasa was only shown at one time, 10 o'clock in the freaking morning. So the movie itself, I wasn't the biggest fan of it. The songs were uninspiringly bad. The animation was fine. It was still good, but there's something about the original, the one from 2019, and maybe it was the 4K quality at home, rewatching it looked better. Maybe just the whole fake backgrounds of this one, maybe it was the animals having more emotions. It just didn't really work for me when it comes to that. So I'm talking about the positives. I do think the voice acting in this one is a little better, even though it's still for me. I don't know. Something about the original cast, it just sticks with me, the one from 94. That, it just can't really fix it. Yeah, Scarlett Johansson, I thought, if it is Scarlett Johansson, I haven't looked at the voice casting, so I could be wrong. Hers felt pretty good. Even though I think it's Mikkelsen, it had an Antonio Banderas feel to it. So I could be wrong there. Like I said, it could be Antonio Banderas. I don't know. I'm an idiot that hasn't really looked at the voice actors in this movie. But everything else, it was fine when it came to that. The animation, of course, is top-notch when it comes to that. The storytelling itself, it just didn't work for me. The whole movie itself actually just didn't work for me. It was a carbon copy of the original and the cartoon of, like, what was happening. Oh, what do you know? Someone dies or disappears, and you have this, brothers, which that song is horrible. I'm sorry. I Always Wanted a Brother was such a horrible song. How Mufasa came to be, it's just weird because, usually you have things that lead to the original. This one, to me, doesn't. That Mufasa was an orphan? What? That's how Pride of Rock came to be? What? Okay, Scar, okay, fine, whatever. I guess hyenas, I don't know why the hyenas changed to Scar's side, because there's nothing that correlates it, and I think that's the struggle I had with Wonka as well. We were trying to have a prequel to something that happened such far away. Because, you had Whoopi Goldberg in the original with the hyenas, on Scar's side. But even in this movie, you have the hyenas bowing down to Mufasa. And the whole point is Mufasa saying, we are a pride, we are one and all. But nothing correlates to the hyenas, like, wanting to go to the Scar side. Okay, sure, I know that it's a huge difference between this movie and Lion King. But if you're going to change canon, do it the right way. Because this is the whole reason why Scar doesn't like Mufasa. Really? The best thing you could do is because of a girl lion? Really? That's the best thing? Like, you would think that there'd be something else to be like, oh, Mufasa really wants to be king. But there's nothing in this movie that shows Mufasa wants to be king. He's kind of given to it because, maybe because the people that don't want to be king are the best. And I know that was in a movie recently as well. I don't know where it was a movie where he's like, I don't want it. Well, that's why you want to do it, because you don't want that power. And that's a storyline you hear a million times before. It's like, you should be king because you don't want the power, because you're not chasing to be king, and that's why you should be in that. It's just a recycle. And the same thing with, really, it was because of a lioness that Scar decided to be like, you know what, I'm going to these other lions that don't want it. Also, since the whole plot point, right, is lionesses are the ones doing the hunting, and why Mufasa, because he was an orphan, he had to hang with the lionesses, and because he was with the lionesses, he had the great sense. He had to know how to hunt. He knew how to smell from miles a freaking way. How did he not smell the bad lion on Scar's body? You would think that he would be like, wait a minute, something's not right there, and it just doesn't occur. So it's just things like that. It's like, even in the original one, there's nothing that proves that Mufasa, like, was ever a hunter. So it's things like that. Also, the horrible, just, like, references to, like, you know, there's 2 times where Scar's hanging on Mufasa's paws. It's like, you know, oh, so I guess he's done it 2 times in the past, and 3rd time's a charm that's going to kill him. It's just things like that it just really rubbed me the wrong way. Also, I like Disney, Olaf, hate it. They are making Timon and Pumbaa hateable territory with what they did in this movie about them being self-centered things, and it's just like, it was just really freaking frustrating. We're just like, shut up. I understand going back and forth because the cub is waiting for, you know, Danny Glover, aka Simba, and Nala to come back, because you know for a fact why Nala's disappearing. You saw the belly. That's all I'm going to say that way. And also, never mind. So that plot point, it was pretty simple. I understood it to that point. I always wanted a brother. God, the songs in this movie were just not good whatsoever. Yeah, as you can tell, not a fan of Mufasa the Lion King whatsoever. It was uninspiring. It just was a kick to the teeth for people that really enjoyed the original one, where they're just going to change canon. They're going to add things that just make no damn sense, where it's like, even in the movie itself, where it's like Mufasa could smell really good. He would be able to smell the other lions in the region and or on Scar's fur and things like that, where I was just like, really? The reason the brotherly love disappeared was because they didn't follow the bros over hoes mantra. So Mufasa the Lion King will receive a 2 out of 5 with Futons, which goes at 40%. Let's see the critics' news scores gave this one. Critics, a 55% with 179 of them. Audience score, 88% with over 250,000. Critic consensus: Barry Jenkins' deft hand and Lin-Manuel Miranda's music go some way towards squaring the circle of life with Mufasa, but this fitfully soulful story is ill-served by its impersonal, photorealistic animation style. False. Okay, Barry Jenkins, I think, did a fine job directing. The music was probably the weakest part of the movie, hands freaking down. I just never understand the Lin-Manuel Miranda's hype. Just never have. So anyway, 88, 55, 40. Chase got here with the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. Well, no thanks, Blue Futontopia. You Blue Futonians. Thank you for watching. My great dog. Just take tomorrow, week from month, or year from every single freaking one of you. Peace and love. Peace and love. And did this movie rub you the wrong way? It didn't for me. I honestly went in thinking this is going to be a top 25 worst movie for me. It isn't. It was just uneventful.